Welcome inside the SNY Broadcast Center. I'm Justin Horowitz with my special In the Sulky guest. You might know him as one of the best rising young drivers in the sport, or you might know him as that guy that made a cameo on that Bravo TV reality show last year, Manzo'd with Children. It's Marcus Miller. Thanks for being with me, Marcus.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We're happy to have you back at the Meadowlands. We haven't been seeing you as much as we did over the winter. You've been racing mostly in Pennsylvania, but last night, a really good night for you at Pocono. 3 stakes wins with 2-year-old pacers trained by your dad. Pretty good night for you.
Yeah, it was a great night. I couldn't be more happy to start the season off for 2-year-olds that way. So they were super. Just got to keep them going that direction.
Now, you drive a lot of horses for your dad. Those are pretty good ones. Those are PA All-Star events. I mean, what's the plan? How good are those 2-year-olds really after one start?
It's hard to say. I mean, I don't even know if I could pick the best one of the 3, but they're all sire stakes horses right now. So maybe open stakes too if things keep going that way. I mean, they're really handy. Had a lot of go last night, so we'll just have to see.
Now, last year, a career year for you, $3.8 million in earnings. You got career win number 2,000. You had your first drive in the Meadowlands Pace, your first drive in the Hambletonian Oaks with CBS. What was the highlight of 2014 for you?
I don't really know if I could pick one spot or anything. Just overall, it was successful. I felt like I hit a groove where I was comfortable enough racing with the big guys, but there wasn't one huge moment. I mean, I had a lot of good races, like what Katie said, and some of my dad's other ones, but I don't know. I didn't have that one aha moment. It was a career year, but it was a grind. It took all year for it to come out and be a good one.
Absolutely. Now, you've pretty successfully made the move from Chicago out to the East Coast, but how hard is it to make that next step up to be in that top 10, top 15 guys now that you're out here?
To make the step into the top 10 is like almost impossible, right? Because there's only 10 spots and there's 50 guys trying to do it. So you just got to keep working. I'm racing 7 days a week right now pretty much, and doing everything I can against those guys, and if they beat me, I'm learning from them, and every now and then I get the best of them.
Now, for you, is it more important to get as many drives as possible at as many different places, or is it important sometimes to maybe forego a 12-drive night somewhere for the opportunity to drive a big-time stakes horse in a big race like the Pace or the Hambo?
I think if you have a shot to win, you got to go for that stakes race, because when you win the big races, that's what people notice. That's what they're looking for. So I think this year, with some of these 2-year-olds coming along, I'm going to follow them around and try to get one of those.
Well, you are very active on social media off the track, almost 2,000 followers on Twitter. You're a good follow at @MMillerDriver.
Yep.
If you're not already following you. What is it about social media that gets you excited, and you're not one that's afraid to share your opinion on some industry topics, maybe if they're not always positive or things that people agree with? You're not afraid to share it on there.
Yeah, I try to put a positive spin on something where we're making an improvement, but the thing is, it's free, and it reaches an audience that maybe isn't at the track, maybe somebody that's not always watching the races. And if we gain one fan from it, then it was worth all the time typing.
Now, you're 26 years old, of course, and you grew up in the business. What are some things that you see as ways for this game to grow? What are some things? I know TV is one that I see you talking about a lot on social media.
Yeah, that's the one that drives me crazy. Outside of the Meadowlands, and I think Monticello or somewhere like that, it's all standard definition. I wish it was HD, because we have such a colorful sport. There's a lot going on, a lot of action. And when you're squinting to try to figure out, is that Tim Tetrick or Corey Callahan, I'm not sure. You should never have that problem. So, and like the Meadowlands here, they do a great job. If you're here, it is HD, and it's amazing what you get to see that you don't at other places. But it's such an exciting, fun sport, and if people can see what's going on, it makes all the difference in the world.
Absolutely. That's great. That's something that I wish everyone would jump on board too. HD and a lot of different camera views. What do you think about those? Like at the Little Brown Jug, we see the different camera angles a lot.
The Little Brown Jug is one of the best days where you can sit down, turn on the races, and you never want to change the channel. You don't have to watch. There's action in between. There's interviews. There's commentary. The races are exciting. They all look different. It's absolutely one of the best presentations in the sport.
Back in Illinois, you were on the board of the Illinois Harness Horsemen's Association. Is that something you maybe would be interested in doing now that you've moved out to Pennsylvania, maybe getting involved from that angle, trying to help the sport?
Yeah, I would. Right now, my schedule is probably a little too hectic. I'm just barely able to eat breakfast before I head to the next track, but I want to be involved. I'll continue to be involved more and more. I wouldn't be surprised if you see me on running for a board like that or something sometime in the future.
Very cool. Now, we know about your dad, Irv. We know about your uncle, Andy. But there's another member of the family that we have to talk about. That would be little sister Hannah, who won again today at Goshen. That's 20 wins for her in the amateur races. So what's kind of it like, your little sister's getting more attention than you these days?
Oh, I love it. It's awesome. She's the best. She works so hard at it. She's just absolutely, she is fearless out there. And I'm having a blast watching her race. I like to send her little tweets before and after, good job, and what are we working on and stuff, but she's the best. I love it.
Now, she might be getting more headlines than you, but you still have more followers than her on Twitter.
Yeah, she's probably going to work on that too now. She seems to get whatever she decides to do, she gets it done, so I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't pass me.
Yeah, she's doing a great job. We love watching her. Now let's take a look at some of your drives tonight. The Meadowlands, busy night for you. Like every night, 13 races for you. 6th race, Quick Deal, number 5 for Aunt Julie. A classy horse, up in class tonight, off a win in 2 seconds. Can be a little bit tricky to drive. What's the plan?
Yeah, Andy called me and gave me some tips about how to get him off the gate and stuff, so we'll just have to see how that goes and play it from there, but he's definitely got a lot of speed. Everybody knows that, so we'll see where it goes.
7th race, this is a fun one. The Dash for the G-Notes final, number 1, Up, Up, and Out. Trained by Aunt Julie, owned by Uncle Andy, sister Hannah, and maybe future brother-in-law Nick Surik. That's a lot of pressure to live up to.
No, they're pretty good. They're good to drive for, but I was disappointed in the way he raced last week, but it's not going to be raining tonight. I don't think he cared for that much, and we're making a couple changes back to how he was before, so we'll see. He's definitely got enough speed to get that done. I picked him over one that win last week, so hopefully I made the right choice. We'll know shortly.
8th race, number 9, Unlocked for your dad. The Illinois-bred champion, 3-year-old last year. You said a lot of speed for him outside post. What do you think?
Yeah, it'll be tough because he doesn't have a lot of gate speed, but he is wicked fast. It wouldn't surprise me to see him pass all of them. I don't want to get away last, but if that happens, sometimes you get stuck that way. But he can absolutely fly for home. He was a lot better last week at Chester, so if he comes back and improves off that, he definitely could win that race.
Yeah, he was pretty competitive at Tioga racing against that horse Fire Your Guns, who went 47-3 at Vernon. So.
Exactly, yeah, you had to chase him a couple times. When we thought he would win, he got beat by that horse, and kind of know why now.
Yeah, absolutely. 12th race, number 2, Mr. Virgin. I think this is the first time you've driven this horse. He's been real good all season. What are you expecting?
Yeah, he went a wicked mile last week to stay in, 52 to the half. I think just a little bit of a breather. He's got to be as good as the rest of them there.
So is it nice for you to be back at the Meadowlands when you're getting 13 drives? You're not just hanging out back there watching the other guys?
Oh, absolutely. I love driving at the Meadowlands. It's the funnest place to race. So I got some live ones, and I enjoy being here and being competitive. That's the best way to do it.
Absolutely. Well, it's always fun to talk to you. It's great to see you at the Meadowlands. Hopefully we see you with some drives on Pace Night, Hambo Day, all the success to you here in the season.
Thank you very much. Sounds like a good plan to me.
Yeah, that's Marcus Miller, my guest in the Sulky. Coming up, Hollywood Hayden joins me as we set up tonight's racing action here and also at Pocono. We'll be right back.